Here's a simple idea to help you transform your bottom line profit. So if you take your starting point, so this was actually a professional practice, but the numbers depend on your gross margin, on your overheads, etc. But the effect is similar for virtually any business. A few key changes can make a huge difference to your bottom line. So the way this works is the sales are 300,000, gross margin 70%. So the cost of sales are 30%, which is 90,000. You've got 50,000 overheads. So your operating profit here is 160,000. If you could increase your revenue, your prices, your average prices by 10%, so you're not looking at new customers, you're not looking at extra volume, you're not trying to get people to buy more often, you're simply increasing your average price by 10%. The difference it makes is 10% on your revenue, but nearly 20% on your bottom line profit, because nothing else changes other than your revenue here and your gross margin, which would go up normally from about 70% to about 73%. If you could increase your average prices by 20%, you get twice the effect down here. Then you've more or less added 40% to your bottom line, about 37, 38%. And if you could get more than that, you can easily put 50% on your bottom line. So we're looking at just one thing, which is increasing your average price. So then you think, well, if I put my prices up, I might lose customers. But you don't necessarily even have to put your prices up to increase your average price by 10%. Because you just need to understand how market forces work. So here we have a simple representation of what's called supply and demand, which are known as market forces. And the way it works is the supply line means that the higher the price you can get, the more people are willing to come in and sell in that market. And the demand line here says that the higher the price, fewer people will buy. And as the price comes down, more people come in to buy. And where they cross is known as the equilibrium price. Now, generally, people say, so that's what the price is then, because at that price, if that's the only price you charge, you can sell enough to mop up supply and demand, to equate supply and demand. But what that ignores is that if you're charging this price, this many people are willing to buy. And if you charge the higher price, only this many are willing to buy. But what if you could charge a different price all the way along? So you could charge a high price here for the people who are willing to pay a high price, a lower price here for the ones who are willing to pay not quite such a high price, and work it. And if you worked it perfectly, you could charge each person the price that they've been willing to pay. And the way you can do that is by what's called price differentiation. And the way you do that, well, there's various ways to do that, actually. You could have extra value propositions. So you can have gold, silver, bronze. You could have membership schemes. You could have cross sells and upsells. You could give more attention to these people than to these people. So you can have an exclusive product compared to, for want of a better term, a bog standard product. But the point is, to the greater extent that you can do this differential pricing, you can get your average price to be higher than this sort of market equilibrium price. And that's basically what many of the top companies do. So airlines do it. You know, you pay more to sit by a window seat. You pay more for certain seats on trains. You pay more to reserve certain types of hotel rooms and to reserve in advance, so you know you've got them. So it's called differential pricing. And if you do this in your business, you could transform your bottom line profit. So it's things like membership schemes. It's things like different, they're called bundles. So gold, silver, bronze. It's things like including extra value. It's things like having different prices for different times of the week or different times of the year. Different prices for, you know, certain delivery options, etc., etc. And the more creative you can become on that, the more you can get your average price to be higher, the more you can transform your bottom line profit. Works for any business. If you ever want to discuss any of that, there's my website, bernardkeevy.com, or make some sort of comment, and maybe we could exchange views on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I hope you found that useful. Thanks very much for watching.